So we were creating the organization structure of FI. Let me see. Do I see everyone? Okay. Okay. So I was in the OBYC screen and I was explaining the company code that is just created, that was just created yesterday. So my company code is 0903, the last one, this one. And I was talking about the fiscal year variant. So as I mentioned that different fiscal year variant can be created. Again, this will be created by the FI team. I went to the node where the fiscal year variants can be configured and different fiscal year variants can be created. Okay, so this fiscal year variant along with the fiscal year, you'll see there is an option of having 4 special period. This special period, this is not available in FICA. It will be used in FI. So what is the purpose of using special period? Sometimes the FI team uses a special period. For example, suppose a posting period is closed. So in production, you'll see there will be different posting period. For example, right now for an US company, posting period 3 will be opened. Okay, period number 3 will be open because this is March. Period 1 is Jan, period 2 is February, period 3 is March. Now, although it is 10th of March, but they realize, so that means the February period is closed, but they realize that some posting which should have happened in the period February, but the posting period is closed, so where to post they can use a special period. But again, this is used in FI only. This is not used in FICA. Okay, so since I'm here in the org structure, that's why I just explained. This is the posting period variant. Then next we'll go to field status variant. What is field status variant? Okay, for field status variant and posting period, let me explain posting period variant first. So you'll see we are using posting period variant 0001. So what does this posting period mean? So you can go to the T code OB52 and you'll see the posting period variant. Okay, so our variant is 0001. Just enter the posting period variant 0001, and from here till here, this is our posting period. So currently 2020 1st Jan of 2020 till 31st December of 2024 is open. Okay, so this is the posting period. This is development environment or a sandbox. That's why almost 4 years are open. That is 48 periods are open. In real production, you'll never see so many periods are open. Maximum at a time 1 period will be open. On the month end or at the beginning of the month, maximum 2 period will be opened. So right now we have these many posting periods. These many periods open. Now here you'll see different accounts are available here. So if you click on this F4 box, you'll see that A stands for asset accounting. For assets, this posting period is open. For customer, D is customer, V is vendor. Similarly, for FICA, we need S and V. That is for GL account and contract account. Okay, so all our posting will hit either GL account or contract account, nothing else. None of the other GL accounts, none of the other accounts will be hit. Okay, so we need to make sure that S, V, and plus are in accordance with whatever period we want to open. So if you want to make sure that posting period 3 of 2024 is open, we will check plus column, S column, and V column. So currently all of them are having these 48 posting periods open. That means 4 years are open, wide open. Okay, so you can post any entry. But does it mean that if I want to post an entry for January 2025, it will stop me? Okay, it will not allow because January 2025 is not open. Similarly, if I try to post an entry in say November 2019, again it will stop me because my posting period, the start date from period is starting from 1st Jan 2020 and ending on 31st Jan 2024. Okay, so this 12 means 31st Jan. Okay, 12 means December, sorry, not Jan. 12 means December, 1 means January. How do I know? Because we are using K4 variant. In K4 variant, we just saw yesterday that the calendar year, so it starts with, period 1 means January, period 2 means February. Similarly, period 12 means December. Okay, so this is how the posting period is open. In development, in quality, you will see posting period should be opened, but in production, in development quality, longer posting period will be open, but in production, you will see maximum 2 months will be open. Most of the time only 1 month will be open. Just the beginning of the year or beginning of the month or closing of the month, you will see 2 periods will be open. Okay, next we'll talk about field status variant. For that, let me open the GL account. So I told you that there is a chart of account contains the list of general ledger account. Now what is general ledger account? When I book any transaction, I have to debit an account or credit an account. So whatever accounts are debited, whatever accounts are credited, all of those are called GL account, general ledger account. For each item, I have to create one GL, one general ledger account. So if I want to see what are the general ledger account, so in my company code, all the GL accounts are already copied from US01. So go to the T code FS00, you will see the GL accounts. Come here and you see this change company code button, because currently company code AK01 is being shown. I want to see 0903. So click on this change company code and enter your company code. So in my case, it is 0903. Now I will see the GL accounts of 0903. Now you'll see I have these many balance sheet accounts and these many profit and loss account. Okay. So let me first explain what is balance sheet account and what is profit and loss account. So balance sheet account means balance sheet contains list of assets and liabilities. Okay. So when you see a balance sheet account, it has to be either an asset or a liability. Okay. What is an asset? Asset is something which generates cash inflow. Okay. Which generate cash inflow. For example, if you have a for a tailor, the sewing machine is an asset because it generates him or her cash inflow, because people will come to the tailor and ask them to fix the clothes. They have something, maybe something stored, then the tailor will fix it. So it is an asset. For a maybe for a if a company runs photocopy, do Xerox, then the Xerox machine is an asset. So whatever items, whatever investments they have which generates cash inflow is called asset. For example, customers are also asset. All of you are my customers, so all of you are my assets, because uh, you will generate future cash inflow. I know a couple of you have paid the entire fees. So those of you have paid your entire fees, entire fees, those are my liabilities, because I am bound. I have taken the entire fee from you. Now I am bound to provide you the service. So that is a liability. But those who haven't paid, those will be my asset, because from you I will expect some cash inflow. Okay, normal customer, in a normal business, customers are asset. Okay, or any land or building, any plant or machinery, any furniture. Okay, these are all assets because these will generate cash inflow. Similarly, what is liability? Liability is something which generates future cash outflow. Okay, for example, creditors. Creditors are the suppliers. From suppliers we buy raw materials, and later, after 15 days, I have to pay to the creditor. So this is my cash outflow. Okay, example, loan. If you borrow money from bank, this will be a cash outflow. It will be a liability. It should appear under balance sheet. Okay, uh, or creditors. Okay, suppliers. These are all liability. So if an item is asset or liability, that will appear under balance sheet. Now let's talk about profit and loss account. Profit and loss account means any item which is either income or expense or profit or loss. They are called profit and loss account. Okay, income, example of income can be sales revenue. Okay, whenever I sell something, that is an income for me. Example of expense can be salaries, wages. If you run a business, you have to pay salaries, wages, etc. These are all expenses. Profit, if my profit is the difference between sales minus cost, sales price minus cost price is the profit. and loss is the difference between cost price minus sales price. Where cost is higher, there we'll have losses. Okay, so every item which is either income, expense, profit or loss will appear under profit and loss account, or any item which is either asset or liability will appear under balance sheet. Now let's see a couple of such accounts to identify what are these accounts which are asset, which are liability. So balance sheet, you'll see cash desk, AIG, American. So these are all bank accounts. These are all assets. Lockbox account. Okay. Similarly, customer receivables. These are all customer. Okay. Customer means these are all again asset. Inventory means unsold stock. I have, say I am a mobile manufacturing company. I have manufactured 100 mobiles throughout the year, but I am able to sell only 80 mobiles. In that case, 20 mobiles are my inventory, closing stock. So I could not sell this year, but I will be able to sell it next year. So that is my asset. Unsold stocks or inventory are my assets. Loans are liability. So here you will only see asset and liability. Okay, building, whatever you will see, furniture, computer hardware, these are all asset. Accumulated depreciation, it is for financial accounting, asset accounting. I will not get into that detail because this is not required in FICA. So these are all assets or liability. Withholding tax is part of our course. Withholding tax is nothing but TDS. Withholding tax is something that is when I pay, I have to withhold some amount. If I pay $100, I have to, oh God. If I pay $100, I have to withhold say $10 and I will pay $90. So when I withhold that money, I have to pay to government. Withhold means I cannot keep it with me. I have to pay to the government that $10 within a particular time, particular date. I have to pay. That is why it's a liability. So all assets and liability will appear under balance sheet. Now, if I go to profit and loss account, you will see sales revenue, income. Okay, sales rebate, sales discount, these are all expense or loss. Okay. So you'll see purchase account expense, inventory change, gain loss. So all income expense, see these are all travel expense, entertainment, meals, accommodation, lump sum. All these are not recorded in FICA. These are copied to my company code. The reason being I copied from US 01 standard company specific chart of account. I copied from them. That's why they all came. Depreciation is is a loss, you can say. um Rebate again loss, bank charges is an expense. Okay, so other general expense, freight is a traveling expense. So all the expense will appear under this profit and loss account. Now here you'll see this my US 01 had only two groups, balance sheet account, profit and loss account. You can have multiple groups. Okay, so for that you can go to OBD4 T code. Again, this is still in FI. So remember, whenever I talk about any T code which starts from FP, that will be FICA T code. FP star, these will be all FICA T code. Anything apart from FP star, you'll get you to understand that that doesn't belong to FICA. Okay, so OBD4 again, this is not FICA T code. I have not entered into FICA yet. I'm still in the FI side. Okay, so enter the T code OBD4. Here you'll see my chart of account is CANA. CANA. You'll see CANA has only two account group, BS and PL, that is balance sheet and profit and loss account. You can refer to CANO. It has so many account group: asset, cash, general ledger, material, profit and loss. Okay, so it has around 5 chart of account. You see Cape has, sorry, not chart of account, account group. You see Cape chart of account has so many groups. It still goes on. Okay, it is still going on, still going on, still going. I think till 99 it will have. So it has till 99. So legacy data transfer, financial. So they have grouped the GL accounts into different segments. Okay. So I copied from US 01. It had only two segment, balance sheet and profit and loss account. Okay. So I'll go back to CANA. I'll go back to CANA. How the number range is designed in CANA. Sorry. How the number range is designed in CANA. It says from 1 series to 3 series belongs to balance sheet, and GL accounts starting from 4 series to 9 series will be a profit and loss account. Okay, so whenever I create a balance sheet, I cannot create a balance sheet account with 5 series, because 5 series falls under, see, profit and loss. Okay, so if you open the FS00 screen, all the balance sheet account should be from 1 series to 3 series. See, 1 series is going on, still 1 series. Now it is 2 series, 3 series. Okay, so if we have to create a balance sheet account, it has to be 1, 2, 3 series only. And then if I want to create a profit and loss account, it can be from 4 series till 9 series. So not the entire numberings are used, so till 7 series are used. Okay, so this thing controls that what number range I can use. Okay, so now let's understand. I will explain one GL account, and because we need to create quite a few GL account, at least 20 GL accounts in our entire FICA course. So for that I need to explain the GL account master data screen. Let me explain one GL account, say sales revenue. Okay, double click on the GL account from left hand side, you will see on the right hand side the GL account. So GL account and company code. Now here it is the chart of account segment. Now a GL account may have two segments, chart of account segment and company code segment. Okay, a chart of account can be shared by multiple company codes. So here chart of account CANA. Okay, it is already shared. It was under US01, we already knew. And now 0903 is also sharing the same chart of account. So each GL account will have two segments. One chart of account segment will be common across all company codes which are assigned to CANA, and one company code segment. Okay, so in our case, chart of account segment and company code segment, because we are not looking after the US01, we are only looking after company code 0903. So here this will be chart of account segment, this will be company code segment, this will be, I think, again company code segment. Okay, so let's see. It says control in chart of account, that means it is under chart of account segment. What does it mean? The GL account 41000 or 414 times 0, chart of account segment will be same. If you open this 414 times 0 for or 4,10,000 GL in US01 or in 0903, this screen will be same. The first tab, type description tab, will be same because it is a chart of account segment. Since US01 and 0903 both of them are using CANA chart of account, that's why this screen will be same. Okay, so it is, the first step is for chart of account segment. What information do I have here? It says the two account group I have OBD4. OBD4, it says that CANA can have only two account groups, so it is under profit and loss. 4 series, 1, 2, 3 series balance sheet, 4 series to 9 series is profit and loss. So it is a profit and loss series GL account. Next, here also, so this you can do anything. Here you can have as many as account groups that we just went to OBD4. We just saw CANA, sorry, I think CANO. They have 99 account group. Okay, but these two are standard. These two are standard profit and loss or balance sheet. So this drop down is controlled from OBD4. For example, if I run it for CANO, I will see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 GL, 5 drop downs. Here I will see 5 drop down for CANO. Okay, but these two are fixed. Okay, so again, this is a ECC system. I'll open the S4 system shortly and I'll show you there is a little change here. So just understand here from ECC point of view first, then I'll talk about the S4. Now it tells it's a profit and loss account. Then we have a short text and long text. Short text, like sales, the field length is shorter. Then long text has a higher field length. Next we go to, so it is chart of account tab. Next we go to control data. It is say account control in company code. Okay, now this is different. Now if I run this GL account in US01 company code and I go to the control data tab, my 0903 will have some different attribute versus US01 company code will have different attribute, because I am at company code segment, not chart of account segment. Okay, so here we have account currency. Account currency, if the account currency is equal to company code currency. Acha, let's explain what is company code currency. uh, Company code currency is the home currency. Okay, so if the company is registered in US, then USD is the company code currency or local currency. But it may happen that that transaction may take place in other currency apart from USD. For example, say I go for LinkedIn subscription. Now when I go for LinkedIn subscription, since I am located in India, I will pay LinkedIn premium membership, say uh, 999. I will pay in INR. Now that is called a document currency. Document currency means the currency at which the transactions are recorded. So in a US company, say 80% or 90% of the transaction will be recorded in company code currency or local currency. But the rest 10% or 15% may be recorded in a different currency, which is called, whatever currency it is recorded, it is called document currency. Now, if it is recorded in USD, then the document currency is equal to local currency. No conversion needed. But if it is recorded apart from USD, for example, say it is recorded in INR, then my document currency does not equal to local currency. Then I have to convert into local currency. Then the exchange rate comes into the picture. Okay, so here, if the account currency is USD, that means this GL can record any transaction in any currency. But if the account currency is mentioned as, say, CAD, Canadian dollar, that means this GL account can be used to post only CAD, nothing apart from that. Okay, let me again explain. If the account currency is equal to local currency or company code currency, then this GL account can be used to post any transaction, any currency. But if the account currency is not equal to local currency or company code currency, then whatever currency is mentioned, only that currency is allowed to post an entry in that GL account. Okay, so I'll pause for some question. I know it's a bit confusing. If you're not from FI background, you must have question. You may have question. Just let me know if you have any question. Else I'll move forward.
Uh, Question, I don't know whether it is, um, correct or
Yeah,
like
definitely.
oath
Tell
or
me.
not. Yeah. So sometimes, while working with utility industry, I have seen there are some forwarding address. Few of the customer who are, moved from the country. Say, for example, I'm working for Canadian utility dollar, but sorry, Canadian utility, but people have moved and they have the forwarding address as other than Canada or US, maybe China or India, right? So when they get their like outstanding or like their bill and they are paying, maybe they are paying in other than Canadian dollar. So is that automatically getting converted over here? How?
For conversion, there is some exchange rates are loaded on daily basis into the system, and because I
Mm.
cannot convert in a with a rate which was prevailing 6 months ago, every day the exchange rates are integrated into the system, and accordingly when the invoice is posted, that particular date's exchange rate was used. Okay, we'll take care of the exchange rate separately. Not, I don't have the, okay, let me show you that exchange rate here only.
Like,
No,
I
I
believe
still cannot
exchange rate is
related it
no.
with the account currency. Sorry.
No, it's different.
No,
Okay,
I
it's
was just
different.
adding that the exchange rate is like every day, whatever the suppose it's a USD to INR. So current value will be updated in SAP system, and accordingly invoice will be generated. That
Yes.
how it works.
So there will be an interface in your system where every day the exchange rate, like 1 DEM equal to how many USD. Okay, this is testing system. People can rate,
Mm-hmm.
manually do anything. So it's an indirect quotation and it's a direct quotation. So every day such exchange rate is fed into the system, and whenever the
Yes,
invoice is
many
posted,
companies are
according to
many companies are
ac-
there using day exchange rates.
yes, so according to this whatever exchange rate is
Okay, but
prevailing. Yeah, tell me
But some
how.
company
yeah,
code, some companies are only week only exchange or something when there are it depends upon the situation.
Elena, what is your question? You mentioned ha, then you
yeah,
stop.
how I can relate? Yeah, yeah.
So whenever the
I think
invoice is posted,
somebody pitched in. So,
okay.
mm-hmm.
So whenever the invoice is posted, whatever the posting date, it will check what is the valid from date. So based on the valid from date, what is the latest exchange rate? That exchange rate is picked up, and accordingly the conversion happens.
Mhm.
Okay. So for example, if I want to see, uh, I don't know whether the exchange rates are maintained here properly. Say CAD to INR maybe. So no, Canadian dollar to JPY is maintained. There is nothing CAD to INR. So say JPY, according to JPY, you'll see that this is the exchange rate prevailing.
Mhm.
And system will check that 1/1/2001, that is 23 years ago, this exchange rate was updated. So is this the latest rate? Then according to this rate, the conversion will happen once the invoice is posted.
Ah,
Okay.
makes
In
sense.
Yeah.
Now my question is how I can relate for those foreign customers in the previous screen we were discussing about, right?
Okay.
Some
So here I'm saying
account currency. Yeah.
that if account currency is local currency or company code currency, then this GL account, this is a sales GL account. Okay. So sales USD means
Mm-hmm.
this sales GL account can be used to post sales revenue for any currency because it is USD. But anywhere if you see the account currency is apart from USD, that means that particular GL will be used to post in that currency only. Okay, so in your case, most of the GL accounts will have CAD, but anywhere you will see CHN, that is Chinese renminbi. That means that GL account will be used to post only Chinese renminbi. Okay, so if it is not equal to local currency, then whatever currency is mentioned, only that currency can be
Okay.
used. That GL account can be used to post only that currency amount. Okay.
So like in invoice, you can see it's converted, but it will be in the local currency amount, okay, because of exchange rate update. So
Yeah.
you will see the
Yes.
differences.
In invoice PDF, it is according to the company's requirement, which way they want to
Yes.
print. But in system,
Yes.
you'll see it is converted. It will show you both INR and CAD, because every item has to be posted in CAD because your local
Yes.
currency is CAD. Okay. Now, moving forward, only balance in local currency means at a particular time I want to see what is the balance in this GL account. If I want to see if it is checked as only balance in local currency, that means the balance will only be shown in USD. Uncheck means if it has some USD amount, some CAD amount, balances will be shown accordingly. Okay, separate balance will be shown. Tax category: input tax, output tax. There can be different tax. Input tax is the tax that you pay while purchase. Output tax is the tax that is paid while selling. So this in this GL account only output tax is allowed. Okay, so if you put star, that means all taxes are allowed. Here it says it can be posted with or without tax. If you check this right now, it has to be posted with tax. If you check this, that means without tax also it can be posted. Okay, then line item display. I'm just talking about important fields. There are other fields as well. I don't want to spend much time here. So line item display means when I run the balance, I want to see, say my balance says $500, but I want to see how this 500 is made up of. Let me say I have 5 line items. The summation is coming as 500. If I check this in the line item balance display, I can see the segregation, the breakup, how it is calculated. Okay. Next, I go to create bank interest tab. Here I have field status group. Field status group ensures that it tells me that um, when I post an entry using this GL account, which fields are mandatory, which fields are optional, right? For example, if I double click on this, you'll see different data. When I go to general data, it tells that um, assignment number and text fields are optional. Nothing is kept mandatory here. Required entry is blank. And next, these 7 or 8 line items, 7 or 8 fields are hidden, suppressed. Some fields are suppressed, some fields are required, some fields are optional. For example, if I go to the account assignment data, you'll see these are optional entries and these are suppressed entries. Though nothing is required, nothing is kept as required. Okay. So field status, I'll show you shortly when I do the field status variant. So this is a revenue account or profit and loss account. Now when I open a balance sheet account, you'll see the fields will be different. Oh, I open cash desk, I mean, or maybe say a bank account. Just consider it as a bank account. Okay. When you talk about cash desk, then I'll explain. So same, it instead of profit and loss account, it becomes balance sheet. But in the control data, you'll see reconciliation account. So if I put ADKV, that means it will become a reconciliation account. Yesterday I was explaining the concept of reconciliation account. If I want to see the total balance, how much do I need to collect from customer, I'll run that account. So if an account has ADKV or whatever, anything one. So if an account has A, that means if I run the GL account report of that particular account, it will tell me how much worth of asset I have. Okay. For example, say if I select customer receivable, you see it is marked as D. That means if I run this GL account as report, it will tell me what is my total receivable. Okay, so I told you that individual receivable I can find from FICA, total receivable I can find from FICO. Okay, so this is the total receivable, this customer. Okay, and there is also one more concept here. We have the open item management. So open item management, I think it is too early to explain. When we go there, I'll talk about open item management. Okay, some items are open item managed, some items are not open item managed. Okay, I'll tell you what is the concept of open item management. So that is mostly all about FI org structure. Now ideally I would need the controlling structure to go into FICA, but I go into FICA first, then before I configure the posting information, then that time I configure the controlling data. Else people will lose interest because whatever we learned will be done by the FI consultant, not the FICA. So now I'm gradually entering within FICA. Okay, so my FI config is done. So I'm going to configure FICA. So /n, go back to SPRO, SAP reference IMG,
You
under
mentioned
financial accounting.
withholding tax earlier that we have to configure withholding tax. So it is the same which we configure in the finance, or it is something
Separate,
specific to FICA
separate. Withholding tax you have to create separately in FICA.
in FICA. So that's applicable for customer or vendor.
You can make it applicable for both. Not customer vendor, it is for contract account, not for the traditional K or D. It is for V, contract account. Okay, I'll explain. When we go
Okay.
withholding tax, I'll explain. Okay, so under financial accounting new, we have contract account receivable payable. Here we have the FICA note. See, it falls under financial accounting new, that is under FI. So expand contract account receivable payable, and we will start with organizational unit. Okay, so first I have to configure the org structure of FICA. Now I'm inside FICA, and whatever we do, that has to be done by the FICA consultant. Okay, so click on organization unit and set up company code for accounts receivable and payable. Now I will add my company code into FICA. See, I have 151 company codes which are in FICA, and total how many company codes are created? /n OBY6. Total 284 company codes are created. Out of 284 company codes, only 151 are configured in FICA. So first you have to create the company code in FI, then you have to assign that company code into FICA. So only 151 company codes out of 284 company codes will have the FICA capabilities. Okay, so now right now my 0903 has only FICO aspect. It does not have the FICA aspect yet. I'm going to assign the this FICO company code into the FICA. I'm introducing this company code into FICA now. Come here, click on new entry, and in the controlling data, you find out that company code. That is, so here the 284, entire 284 will be shown. So I will choose 0903. Now I'm adding it into FICA. Okay, now we have couple of control activity. Payment on account in standard company code. What is payment on account? Payment on account means I can post the, okay, let me configure it, because it logs off very quickly. Okay, let me first configure it, then I'll explain. Okay, now even if it goes out, I can still have it. So now let's see what is payment on account. Payment on account means, suppose there is no invoice posted into the account, but I can directly post the payment. That is called payment on account. Ideally, what happens? I will have an invoice, then I will have a payment. Okay, payment on account says, so there is no invoice posted, directly the customer pays in advance. Like whatever I have charged advance money from you. This is nothing but payment on account. If I have I see 14 participants here. I think apart from me there are 13 participants has joined. So if I create 13 business partner, all of them will have payment on account because the invoice is not raised. Okay, so if it is prepaid, then invoice is raised. But ideally, what I mean to say is I have not provided any service. But ideally, invoice is raised first, then against that invoice payment is received. But if invoice is not raised but payment is received, that is called payment on account. Do I want to activate payment on account feature? Yes, I want to activate. Okay, so when does it happen, the payment on account scenario? It happens, for example, if you go for a subscription, say LinkedIn, subscription based industries, there the invoices, without invoices payments are raised first. Okay, so for example, you go to LinkedIn, you go to AVG, antivirus or whatever, Amazon Prime, Netflix, you pay first. Okay, once you make the payment, then you get the invoice saying, okay, this is the invoice and it is paid. But in utility scenario, you will get the invoice first. They will give you a 14 days time, that within this 14 days you have to pay, then the payment gets posted. So first invoice, then payment. If I activate this, I can directly have the payment. Okay, so this is the feature, payment on account. Next is total invoice. Okay, understand this concept of total invoice. For that, I have to explain it in an Excel. Let me open Excel. Okay, so say the company posts invoice on 10th of every month. So 10th of January, invoice of $100 is posted. Then the next invoice will post on 10th of February. Okay, so 10th of February, say next invoice will get posted. But in between, say in between, there is a charge posted. Okay, say on 25th of January, uh, say $8 charge is posted. Okay, charge can be anything, say late fee or anything, any penalty or anything can be posted between the periodic invoice. Anything may happen. So once this is posted, this will be posted with a restriction called CR8. Okay, let me change the figure because this also looks like 8, same 8. So let's say $5 charge is posted and it will have a CR8. That means this $100 is communicated to the customer, but this $5 is not communicated to the customer. This $5 will be communicated to the customer on the next periodic invoice. Okay, so suppose on the next periodic invoice, say next periodic consumption becomes say 90. Okay, so when the next periodic invoice is posted, this CR8 will be removed and the customer will be informed that $90 is the February month's, current consumption amount, and there is a $5 in charge posted between last previous invoice and current invoice, so that this time 95 becomes payable. Okay, so if you want to have that feature, that is the second invoice will communicate the earlier due as well. Total invoice means the latest invoice plus whatever